Thank you for joining us. Let's get into our next conversation. Nigeria's significant reduction in food production and the unabated insecurity issues have continued to drive acute rise in food prices across the country, as the prices of basic food items such as rice, beans, yams, vegetables and poultry products, among others, have steadily increased since July 2020, with millions of Nigerians struggling to adjust. Now, according to the May 2023 inflation report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, food inflation rose to 24.4% in the month under review, an uptick compared to the 24.45% recorded in the preceding month, with residents of Kogi, Kwara and Bayelsa states paying the most during the period under review. The inflation has remained high in Africa's largest economy, prompting the APS Bank to hike interest rates to the highest levels in nearly 2 decades, a development that has affected the productivity of many businesses as well as driven many Nigerians to poverty. So let's get talking about this now. So have bring our guest in now. Dr. Emmanuel Osenwe Akubo is an agric expert and economic historian. He joins us virtually now. Thank you for your time. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, you're welcome, my brother.
Okay, Doctor, let's begin our conversation with your take on the rising food prices. How do you react to the fact that the inflation report we saw last May shows that household spending has reduced and purchasing power is gradually, dropping? So talk to us about your position on this development.
Well, it is much expected. As far as some of us are concerned, the position presently is such that people are still grappling with a lot of things, especially with the removal of fuel subsidy. And we expect that every other thing will be affected, especially food prices. I'm not too sure what it is now, but with my recent survey, it shows that Nigerians are not really finding it easy. But we are very hopeful that soonest, if we're to go by government promises and what seems to be going on now, probably we may have something positive. But for now, I think the sudden removal, in quote, of the subsidy is actually affecting a lot of things, especially its impact on the food purchase itself.
Okay, I know that if you look at the if you look at the intervention of CBN in the last quarters, I mean, they've been consistently trying to see how they can mitigate the impact of inflation on average Nigerians. So talk to us about the implications of this surging food cost or prices that we're seeing, and especially on households. Now that when you look at the income, daily income of average Nigerian is very, very low. So what are the implications here that Nigerian may not be able to afford daily food consumptions here?
Well, for me, one thing you mentioned that I'm not again too sure of is the intervention of the CBN. Because not just the CBN alone, but what seems to be the government line, i.e., talking of issues of providing leverage for people, talking of giving subsidies in other ways before now. But you see, as it is presently, like I said, the sudden removal of subsidy, of fuel subsidy, because Nigerians never expected it. We were thinking, at least what we heard from the outgone immediate past administration was by the end of the month. And so probably Nigerians were also thinking again that maybe it will be another shift, because this is not the first time we've heard that issue. Last year it was brought up. Then at a point in time, we were told that the government has changed its mind, and so it will be. So probably Nigerians were thinking of the another shift. They were not completely ready for it. But unfortunately, when this administration came in, the first thing, maybe it was not intended, because that was actually not the right time to have made such pronouncements. But you know, Nigerians are too quick, especially the markets, to receive such. And so immediately the president said, subsidy is gone. The immediate impact was that filling stations started adjusting their pumps, and immediately every other thing in the market skyrocketed. Even for those of us who seems to be in the rural area, if where I am, where I teach, the next morning, for some of us who were used to some 50 naira, 100 naira transportation, all of a sudden there was over 200% increase in it. And once transportation is affected, every other aspect is affected, because even the local woman who carries her food from the farm to the market will patronize transportation. And once she gets there, even the person that is, even if such person does not even patronize such, you saw that the person is already calculating, if I am to sell these products the normal price, after sale, what will be the purchasing power of whatever I get from this sale? So without calculation, without even thinking, people just started increasing the prices of commodities, especially food products. I remember that this thing happened after salaries were paid. So there was no, government did not think of putting something with which to help the people. And so since it came in mid-month, people have to, so, and we know that this is a country where the minimum, what do you call it, the
minimum wage is low.
Has not been, in some cases, have not been implemented. So you are talking of somebody who is still collecting 30,000 naira, or in some cases 15,000 naira as their salary.
No.
Coping with it.
No.
My brother, it is not easy. So
okay, but pardon me to come in quickly. I mean, these are issues, these are challenges, really. It looks as if Nigerians are helpless, or the country is helpless. What do you think we can begin to do, to boost local production, perhaps to see how we can enhance our supply? The supply chain perhaps is one of the weakest point, or the link point in all of these conversations. So what do you think we can do differently to boost local production? Perhaps when we have enough, the prices may be able to drop. Or do you think what we're seeing or what we're witnessing is a different factor entirely?
No. The situation is such that can be remedied even soonest. The most, apart from the issue of the subsidy, which is the sudden one, is even the level of insecurity as experienced by the producers of this food. Was it recently we just heard of kidnapping of some farmers in, I think, in Kaduna State, and most part of northern Nigeria. I was also discussing with one of my PG students this morning, and it is something that is still going on. Even the young man was telling me about some 3-4 days, how part of his some part of an agricultural community in Taraba has been under siege. And so it is not just something that the government can carry out. Yes, the government has its own, but I think the most important thing for Nigeria, for the government to do now, is to provide security for the rural farmers